Cowboys Nation, buckle up because what I'm about to get into is one of the wildest, most explosive, most unexpected developments we've seen in a long time. And the momentum around this situation is growing so fast it feels like the entire NFL universe is holding its breath, watching and waiting to see if a superstar-sized domino is about to fall straight into the heart of Dallas. Over the past couple of days, whispers, rumors, and insider hints have erupted like wildfire, and every path, every clue, every soft confirmation from people who usually know what's really going on is quietly pointing toward one shocking possibility, that all-pro cornerback Jalen Ramsey, one of the most dominant, physically gifted, mentally sharp, and emotionally charged defensive players of this era, might be heading to the Dallas Cowboys in what would be one of the most seismic moves this franchise has considered in years. And let me tell you, this isn't the kind of rumor that pops up randomly out of thin air. This is the kind that shows up after little things start lining up, after front office behavior changes, after certain players and analysts start acting differently, and after both fan bases feel a shift in the air like something big is brewing behind the scenes. It all started when small market team reporters and beat writer types began hinting, not directly saying, but hinting that a major defensive move involving a marquee player could be in the works. These weren't national, splashy reporters dropping bombs. These were the kind of writers who hear things before they become national news, the kind who know the assistants, the coordinators, the people inside the building who whisper when something is brewing. And around that same window of time, Dolphins-connected voices started implying that Miami might be open to listening on veteran contracts for the right price, especially contracts belonging to big-name players who could net picks or cap relief. Then, suddenly, Jalen Ramsey's name began slipping into the conversation, and right as that started happening, analysts covering the Cowboys began talking about the front office being far more aggressive this offseason than they have in the last 2 years. And when multiple markets start circling around the same player at the same time without any direct coordination, you know something real is in the water. What makes this truly interesting is that Dallas is in the perfect position to pursue a move like this. They're right in the center of their Super Bowl window. They have the stars, they have the coaching staff, they have the defensive vision, and most importantly, they have a front office that understands they can't keep wasting elite seasons from Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, Micah Parsons, and Trayvon Diggs. The pressure has never been higher, and Jerry Jones knows it. He said publicly that he's all in, and historically, when Jerry says he's all in, he doesn't mean bargain shopping, he means star power, headline-grabbing, attention-commanding, league-shaking moves. And no defensive player fits that description better than Jalen Ramsey, who is not just a cornerback but a defensive weapon, a tone-setter, a leader, and someone who transforms the identity of a defense the moment he steps onto the field. What makes the Cowboys such an ideal fit not just schematically but culturally is the fact that Mike Zimmer absolutely loves aggressive, instinctive, highly aware veteran defensive backs. Zimmer's entire system thrives when he has a trusted chess piece on the field who can disguise coverages, communicate pre-snap adjustments, bait quarterbacks, play physical man coverage, or drop into zone without the defense losing integrity. Ramsey is exactly that kind of player. And imagine pairing him with Trayvon Diggs, one of the most natural ball hawks the league has seen in years, and Darren Bland, a breakout playmaker who's still getting better. That trio alone could become the most dangerous, flexible, disruptive cornerback group in the NFL, and with Micah Parsons forcing quarterbacks to get the ball out earlier than they want to, the Cowboys would instantly become one of the hardest defenses to throw against. And the part that really stirs the pot even more is that Ramsey himself has a long, documented history of admiring the Cowboys organization. He grew up watching them, he's mentioned them several times over the years, he respects the star, and he respects the expectations. He's always been a player who thrives on pressure, on lights, on big stages, on proving himself in front of the largest audience as well. There's no place with more pressure, more attention, more spotlight, or more eyes than Dallas. And then you have his recent social media behavior which, in the modern NFL, sometimes tells you more than official team statements. Liking Cowboys content, unliking Dolphins content, posting cryptic messages about change. Athletes know exactly what they're doing when they do that. They know how the public will react. They know how fan bases will interpret it. They know how the conversation will shift. And Ramsey is not the type to post things without purpose. He's a calculated, intelligent guy who understands the business side of football as well as he understands the coverage schemes on the field. And speaking of business, the Dolphins are in a tight situation with the salary cap. They have big decisions coming, and sometimes teams have to make painful moves not because a player isn't good anymore, but because the long-term structure demands it. Ramsey has value, major value, and the Dolphins know it. If a team offered the right combination of draft picks and maybe a young developmental player, Miami would absolutely have to consider it, even if reluctantly. Meanwhile, Dallas is one of the few teams that can create cap room quickly using restructures, which they're experts at doing. They've done it with Dak, with Tyron Smith, with Martin, with Tank Lawrence, with multiple players year after year. They know how to manipulate the numbers without hurting their future. And if they truly believe that Ramsey could be the missing piece to elevate this defense into a championship-caliber unit, they will absolutely consider pulling the trigger. But beyond the logistics, beyond the cap numbers, beyond the rumor mill and social media speculation, the thing that makes this story so electrifying is the effect it would have on the Cowboys as a team, as a roster, as a culture, and as a statement to the rest of the NFL. Adding Ramsey would be a declaration. It would be the Cowboys telling the league and telling fans that they are not settling for another year of playoff heartbreak, not settling for almost, not settling for mediocrity or missed opportunities. It would show that they are willing to do what championship teams do, make bold, risky, high-upside moves when the moment demands it. And make no mistake, the moment demands it now. The NFC is wide open. The Cowboys are right on the edge. Their offense is firing, their core players are in their primes, and the only thing missing is that final defensive piece that pushes them over the top. Ramsey could be that piece, not just physically but mentally. His leadership, his edge, his swagger, that stuff matters. Championships aren't won just by talent. They're won by fire, by attitude, by teams that refuse to be intimidated and refuse to fold under pressure. Ramsey brings exactly that energy. And if the Cowboys were to land him, the ripple effect across the entire locker room would be immediate. Players respond differently when a superstar walks through the door. Standards shift. Confidence changes. Belief changes. The margin for error shrinks because everyone knows the front office is committed. Everyone knows the window is real. Everyone knows it's time. So when you put all of that together, the whispers from insiders, the silence from Miami, the cryptic moves by Ramsey, the Cowboys' aggressive offseason intentions, the perfect schematic fit with Zimmer, the cap flexibility, the history, the timing, the stakes, it becomes clear why this rumor has so much momentum. It may not be confirmed, it may not be finalized, and it may not even be in the negotiation phase yet, but the possibility is real, the interest is real, and the tension around this story is very, very real. And if something does happen, if Dallas pulls off the move that shakes the entire NFL landscape, remember this moment, because we could be witnessing the beginning of a season that Cowboys fans talk about for years. A season where the team decided they were tired of falling short and instead chose to go all in on greatness. And whether or not the trade becomes reality, the fact that this possibility is even floating around tells you everything you need to know about where the Cowboys' mindset is right now. They are hunting. They are searching. They are preparing. And they are absolutely not done making noise. Cowboys Nation, get ready because this story is only getting started.